Joining us first, though, in a Fox Business exclusive right now is the president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, Robert Kaplan. And President Kaplan, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Maria.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've been talking about the economy here and how things are booming. Congratulations to you and your colleagues and your handling of things. But first, let me ask you about President George W. Bush and Barbara Bush's legacy. You know GW.
Yeah, I do.
And you've met Barbara.
Yes, and my sympathies to the family and my condolences. She was a great woman, great role model, great role model for all of us in the United States.
She really was. And you know what keeps coming up is tough as nails. You know, a real leader, but also tough as nails, not afraid to say it the way it is, which I like a lot.
That's great.
Let's talk about America's economy and what's happening here in Dallas. Is that true? Do you see strength, a bit of a boom happening here?
Well, Texas is booming. We expect job growth just in the state of Texas this year of over 3%, which means GDP growth will be higher. And for us, it means a very diversified economy, migration of people and firms to the state, and then the energy business has gone from being a headwind to now a tailwind. So we've got a lot of things going for us.
Wow, job growth of 3% this year?
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. So you would think GDP was a couple of moves higher than that?
It's certainly higher than 3%, 3 and a fraction, 4%. So unusually high growth. And a lot of the job growth for us, even though energy is now less than 10% of GDP, it's a big percentage of the jobs. And it's our estimate that the United States will produce net an increase of 1 million barrels a day this year, and 70% of that will come from the Permian Basin, which is in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Oil and the energy story is getting bigger and more important because the U.S. is a big and bigger producer in the global market.
Yeah, and the other thing that's going on is global demand is growing. So the fact that emerging markets and global growth is better, we've just marked up global daily demand growth to more than 1.5 million barrels a day. So the prospects for the energy business look good for a number of years.
The president, of course, has been touting tax reform as one of the measures that have moved the needle on economic growth. Let's talk about growth specifically and broadly speaking for the U.S. right now. Yeah. What's possible in your view?
So in the near term, at the Dallas Fed, we're estimating U.S. growth about 2.5%, 2.75% in 2018. Unfortunately, we think growth will moderate next year, and we think by 2020 we'll be down to 1.75% to 2%. Now,
by 2020?
By 2020. Now, that may surprise people, but here's why. GDP is driven by growth in the workforce and growth in productivity. Our workforce growth is slowing in the United States because of aging. And then secondly, productivity growth's been sluggish. And the Dallas Fed, we've done a lot of work on this. We believe because education levels here are lagging. We're 25th out of 35 industrialized countries, and skill levels are improving but lagging. We think productivity is likely to remain somewhat sluggish, even though there's more business investment. And so we think those two issues can be addressed, but they need to be addressed. And third, the stimulus from increasing debt to GDP, which this recent legislation did, could turn into a headwind because we think we're on an unsustainable path of debt growth in the United States.
Yeah, it feels that way now that we're talking about trillion-dollar deficits from here on out. Right. I'm going to get back to that and that $1.3 trillion omnibus plan. You said a lot of interesting things there. In terms of the U.S. needing more workers, I mean, this is the narrative that people bring up as it relates to immigration as well. Now, we're talking about legal immigration, not illegal immigration, but we need more workers.
We do. Our growth's now being constrained by lack of workers. Half of all small business say, for example, they cannot find skilled workers to fill jobs.
Half of all?
Half in most recent surveys. And in addition, we think native-born workforce growth is going to be negative in the next 20 years. So yes, we should look at, maybe we should increase more skilled immigration, more employer-based criteria, but we need immigration growth to fuel workforce growth, and that's critical to GDP growth in the U.S.
Wow, 1.75% growth in 2020. That's incredible. I didn't realize things were going to slow down that much as a result of these things that you're talking about.
Yeah, this is one of those estimates where I'd like to be wrong.
Right.
But these fundamental drivers are critical. And when we did a tax legislation in the 80s, we had improving demographics, improving workforce growth. Right now, we've got eroding demographics and eroding workforce growth. We can address it, but we have to make policy decisions to address it.
Yeah.